Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In today's video, we're going to do an oil change on the Ford 8N tractor. This is a 1948 Ford 8N tractor. We've done lots of videos on this machine, how to brush hog, how to start and operate, understanding what that mystery lever is underneath the seat. So lots of information about the Ford 8N on our channel. I'll put a playlist link up above that can take you to all those videos about this tractor. But one of the things we haven't shown yet is how to change the oil. I'll put an Amazon affiliate link down below. This is a Wix filter 51010. And the nice thing about this filter is it's quality from Wix, and it does have the outside metal canister on it. It also includes the new gasket, and we'll talk through that as we do the oil change. These machines do not have an hour meter on them, but if you look at the instruction manual from 1948, it will say that about every 200 hours, you should change the engine oil in the crankcase, and every 400 hours, you should change the oil filter. Now, we always do them at the same time. If you're changing the oil, you might as well change the filter. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos about referencing the original Ford manual, but just a note, in that original Ford manual from 76 years ago, they didn't have the technology they have today when it comes to oils. So I disregard the information about what weight oil to use in the manual, and I use a 15W40 diesel oil. Now, we live in Northwest Pennsylvania. We do live in a climate that gets cold in the winter and fairly warm in the summertime. So the 15W40 weight is a good oil for summer and winter in this tractor. Now, I've got a 2.5 gallon jug here. This tractor only takes about 6 quarts, but this will give me enough oil to do both tractors, the Ford 8N and the Ford Workmaster. Now, just to point out some pieces that we're going to be mentioning here on the tractor, this is the canister where the oil filter goes. This is the oil fill and breather cap. This is your oil dipstick. And if we go down to the bottom of the tractor here, this is your oil pan. Now, I've got a drain pan set underneath it. Let me show you what the drain looks like on the bottom. So right there on the bottom of the oil pan is the drain, and you can see that is a big drain. So when you do remove it, it's going to come out fast. I've got the breather open on this, but it may still overflow this. We'll see. I use a big crescent wrench to lower that drain. It comes out fast, and there should be a screen on it, so let's see if it's still there. Ours does still have the screen on it. That's good. We're just going to lower it enough like that to let the oil out. You can see it drains pretty fast, and you do want to have a pair of gloves on because it's impossible not to get oil all over your hands. There's a good look at what that screen should look like. You can see it does catch some stuff in the screen there. We'll let that drain out for a while. We do want to wipe any of that stuff off of the filter screen that we can. Any of those chunks. It looks like it's some paint. Red paint from the tractor. Not sure how that got in there. There you can see our screen's nice and clean. Now that we've drained the crankcase, the oil pan, I'm going to slide my oil catch basin, and this is a 7/8 socket. We're going to twist from this side so that our socket doesn't hit the sediment bowl. And those shouldn't be on there really tight. You should just be able to loosen it by hand once you break it loose. Set the bolt aside. If you can get the lid to come off, you might have to tap it. Just a light little tap on the edge. Get it loosened up there. There's our lid with the compression spring. There is a gasket, but we have a new one of those. It came in that Wix kit. And to get this out, you're just going to use this nice little metal handle that's on it and lift up, if you can. Now you saw there, ours looks like it's separated from the lid. Let's see if we can still, nope. It's all separated. We can still grab it though. So there's what happens when the top separates from the filter. Here's our new Wix filter. You can see it's a much better quality entire metal casing the whole way around it. And again, that was 51010. Amazon link down below in the description. Put it back down here. There is a gasket on the bottom and a gasket on the top. You want to seat that gasket over top of the rod there. I'm going to put the handle out to the front so it's easier to grab when we have to change the oil again next time. Here's our new lid gasket. We will put it right inside the lid there so that it makes a good seal. The spring will press down on the filter, just like that. And then we'll put our bolt back in the top. And we'll just snug that. So you can see that's a really easy process to drain out the oil and change out the filter. The next step is going to be to refill. So before we do that, we'll pull the dipstick out a little bit to let it breathe as the new oil goes in. And then take the breather cap off of the oil fill, set it aside, and use a funnel to fill. Now I mentioned earlier that I have the 2.5 gallon jug, and this is only going to take between 5 and 6 quarts of oil. So I'm going to pour out the first gallon. So on the side of the jug, we'll go from 2.5 gallons down to 1.5 gallon. That'll be the first 4 quarts that we need. And then after that, we'll have to go pretty slow to make sure we don't overfill. This also takes the oil pretty slowly, so you're going to want to carefully fill so you're not overfilling the oil fill port. If we take a look down in this fill tube, you'll see there's a baffle system in there. That's why you fill slowly so you don't overflow. I switched to this long neck funnel because it gives me a little bit more angle to pour into. With this funnel in the tube at its angle, you can't fill very much and it starts running down this slope. So this will be a better choice for this application. It will go slow because it is a long neck, small diameter funnel, but I think we'll lose less over the top. Okay, so here's a view of what I was talking about. This is a 2.5 gallon jug. We're going to empty it down to the 1.5 gallon mark. That'll be 4 quarts, and then we'll go slowly from there. I might even use my 1 quart measurer at that point, just to make sure we don't overdo it. Yeah, that's going to go in pretty slow. I'm spilling as much as I'm getting in, so I'm going to switch to the small bottle. So we're a little bit over a quart, and we probably don't even need the funnel for this. I'll put an Amazon link for this pitcher funnel. It's really good for oil changes. I use it on all my small engines, but this is a much more efficient way than spilling it all on the Ford 8N. Another quart. Again, I'm using the commercial grade 15W40 from Amsoil. This is a synthetic blend, but Amsoil is the only company that makes a synthetic blend that's over 50% synthetic oil. And this commercial grade is designed for heavy equipment like cat equipment. So perfect for the Ford 8N tractor, industrial use, and it's a little bit less expensive than buying full synthetic. Now, it's good to use a synthetic blend or a full synthetic in an old tractor like this because quite often you might accumulate more than 200 hours before an oil change. When I was trying to pour into the funnel, I lost some due to spillage, but we are almost at 1 gallon out of this bottle. So after this quart, we'll give the dipstick a check. And again, this little bottle comes really handy for applications like this where it's not worth spilling. We'll let that drain down through for a minute and then we'll check the dipstick. So we are in the safe operating range. We're just going to add a little bit more to it. And then we'll start it up, let it pump through the oil filter, which will take some of that oil, and we'll check it again. We'll give it a check right there. Let that drain through a little bit. Put our breather cap back on. Okay, we're ready to start the tractor up and check the oil pressure, but I wanted to mention in a future video, we're going to change out the hydraulic and transmission fluid. There are actually 3 spots you drain from. So if you've ever wondered what this cap is for, that's the transmission / hydraulic fluid fill, because that fluid does the transmission, the hydraulics, and the rear differential, all the same fluid. Now let's give this a start and see how that oil pressure is. Here's our oil pressure gauge. We're going to be looking right there. Pressure's good. That's where you want it to be, somewhere between 20 and 40 psi. You saw we were hovering right at about 30, and it does take a couple revolutions of the engine at 0 before that oil is pumped through and you see the pressure go up. So you saw that when we first started the engine. Now we're going to let the tractor sit a little bit, let that oil drain back down into the crankcase, and then we'll check the fluid level on the dipstick to make sure we're still in that safe operating range and don't need to add any more. But I wanted to mention we did get the Amsoil from Mark at Clovis Lubricants today. That's where I'm going to get all my Amsoil products. And the nice thing is if you're a preferred customer, if you pay that small amount for an annual membership, you get a ton of savings. So you've seen us in the past do oil changes in a lot of equipment, and we've saved 25% off of all the oil through that preferred customer savings, so definitely worthwhile. Hopefully you found this video informative and entertaining. It's an easy process. Anybody can do it, even if you're new to a tractor like this. So hopefully the video helped you out. Leave comments and tips down below. Share this with a friend, and hopefully we'll see you again the next time. All right, we've been sitting here for a minute. We'll pull the dipstick out. Give it a clean wipe. And we are right at the top of the safe range, or at the full level. So we are in good shape, if you can see that in the sun. Now you do want to check your oil regularly. You can always add to it here. Some of these old tractors do burn oil, or they lose oil from leaks over time. So you should check that oil more regularly than you change the oil.